What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the short and long of it. We've had a packed week in the markets this past week with key economic data reports dropping, new tariffs on the horizon, and some interesting moves in the SPY, NVDA, and AMD. In this video, we'll break down the GDP and Core PCE reports. We'll also discuss the upcoming tariffs, analyze some stock charts, and wrap up with a crucial point in doing your due diligence on stock research. Let's get into it. All right, first up, let's talk about the GDP report. The latest GDP quarter-over-quarter data was released on March 27, 2025, showing that the economy grew by 2.4%, slightly above the forecast of 2.3%, but down from the previous quarter's 3.1% growth. This suggests that while the economy is still expanding, growth is slowing compared to late 2024. This moderation could indicate that the Federal Reserve's policies are working to cool inflation, but it's also raising questions about how quickly they might pivot to rate cuts. Investors should watch upcoming economic data closely for more clues on where the economy is headed. All right, up next we have the Core PCE report. This is one of the Fed's favorite measures of inflation as it strips out volatile food and energy prices. February's Core PCE rose by 0.3%, matching January's increase. Year over year, though, Core PCE is up 2.8%, showing that while inflation is cooling, it's still above the Fed's 2% target. This is a critical data point because the Fed closely watches Core PCE when making decisions about interest rates. If inflation remains persistent, rate cuts could be pushed out further, which could weigh on growth stocks and the broader market. Another big story, tariffs. Tariffs are just kind of hanging over the U.S. stock market like a black cloud. Starting April 2nd, the U.S. is set to implement a 25% tariff on all foreign-made vehicles and auto parts. This move is meant to boost domestic manufacturing, but it's also expected to increase prices on imports. Tariffs like these can have a ripple effect across multiple industries, from automakers to semiconductor companies that supply parts for vehicles. This could create more volatility in the market, so keep an eye out on their related sectors. All right, let's take a look at some stock charts, starting with the SPY. SPY closed at 555.66, down nearly 2% on Friday, and that's following that PCE data that dropped. We've seen some strong resistance around 570, 575 area, while support levels are forming near the 550 area. If we break below that, we could see some further downside down to the 540 area. Moving to NVIDIA, the stock ended the week at 109.67, also in the red. NVIDIA has been a leader in the AI boom, but like most growth stocks, it's sensitive to interest rate news and market sentiment. I'm looking at the 108, 109 area to hold up NVIDIA, with resistance coming around this 120, 122 area. On a personal note, I currently have a cash secure put on NVIDIA at the 115 strike, expiring on April 4th. With the stock trading below that level, I'll be watching closely to see if NVIDIA makes a recovery or I'll be assigned the shares. If assignment happens, I'll evaluate my next move based on technicals and broader market sentiment. My plan is to sell cover calls once NVIDIA retraces to the 120, 130 area, capitalizing on potential upside while generating premium. Lastly, AMD closed at 103.22, down over 3% on the day. AMD has had strong growth potential but is facing competition pressures. The 100 level is a key psychological support zone to watch. A break below the 100 level could lead to a further downside, while a bounce might offer a buying opportunity. I also have a covered call on AMD at the 115 strike, expiring on April 17th. With AMD currently trading well below that level, the premium collected is working in my favor. If AMD starts to rally, I'll need to reassess my exit strategy or potential adjustments before expiration. Before we wrap up, I want to emphasize the importance of due diligence and stock research. The market moves fast, and all these economic reports, earnings releases, and technical trends all impact stock price. Whether you're trading options, buying long-term investments, or trying to capitalize on these pullbacks, having a solid research process is key. Always analyze financial reports, analyze technical setups, and always try to understand the macroeconomic landscape. This is what separates successful investors from those just chasing the hype. Looking ahead, we've got some important economic reports dropping next week. Here are a couple to keep on your radar. First, we have the ISM Manufacturing PMI report. It's a key indicator of economic health in the manufacturing sector. And then on Friday, we have the March jobs report. It's one of the biggest reports impacting market sentiment, as employment data plays a major role in Fed policy decisions. These reports can move the market, so stay tuned and be prepared. That's it for this week's market recap. If you found this breakdown helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe and drop a comment down below and let me know your thoughts on the market. What stocks are you watching right now? Let's discuss. Until next time, be safe in the markets and y'all take care.